on Thanksgiving, we lost our dog, Marty. Marty was a mixed breed dog. We got him at Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation. Julie did. And he had been returned by the original people who adopted him because he needed an operation on his hips. And they were replaced. And so they returned him. They didn't want to spend the money. My wife Julie did, and they adopted him when he was 7-8 months old. And 15 and a half years later, he passed away. Now, I don't understand those who say, well, he had a long, good life. It's like with an elderly person. When you lose a parent or somebody else you love and they're 85 or 90 or 95 years old, it doesn't get easier. Matter of fact, the older they get, the more you know them. I found with my parents, the older they got, the more time I spent with them. And the more I learned about them and their childhood and their upbringing and our childhood and so forth. It's true that older people, elderly people have a lot of wisdom and a lot of information, a lot of experience. When you're running around at 15 years old or 25 years old or 30, it's different. When you reach my age and you're old enough to take this information in because you have your own kids and grandkids, it makes a difference. Well, the older Marty got, for me anyway, the more lovable it became. But he loved his mommy, my wife Julie. And it was a horrendous thing to have to put him to sleep on Thanksgiving. And we were in New Jersey. That is what we do every year. My mother-in-law, my wife, and most of the rest of the family are there. And they have a big dinner with our closest friends as well. Sometimes people we've never met come in, but still, most of the time it's our closest friends. So to have that dinner 6 or 7 hours later after he had to be put to sleep was very difficult, especially for my wife. And the family is very upset and suffering, and my wife in particular. So I wanted to mention that. Our beloved Marty. If you have a no dog or no kill shelter in your community, and I bet you do, for dogs and cats and so forth, if you're in a position, and you may not be, I understand, but if you're in a position to help, any donation helps these people. Most of them have a very small, low-paid staff, and they rely on volunteers. But they have to pay for food for the dogs and the facilities and the transportation costs to save these dogs from kill shelters, usually run by counties and towns throughout the country. And that's how we saved Barney, or they did. And so these people do God's work as far as I'm concerned. And I hope if you can, dig up the information on your local no-kill shelter and give them a donation. It's tax deductible. Either it goes to them or it goes to the government. Let's see, which is better? I think them. If you don't have one, Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation in Virginia, you can find it on the internet, is a fantastic place. And speaking of that, I thought this beautifully done piece by one of our staff members. Who was it, Mr. Producer? Claire. Our wonderful Claire, who unfortunately will be leaving us in a few weeks, and we love our Claire. She's been with us since the beginning. She put this together, and so I thought you'd want to see it. Go.
The Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation established the Rescue Center in 2017, and through the generous support of donors, had the opportunity to purchase the property at 6801 Wilson Boulevard in October 2018. Built in 1960, it had good bones and the potential to be a great home for the organization, with room for 120 dogs, 25 cats, and a fenced area for a play yard. Nestled in the community of Falls Church, the building had so much potential to house and save homeless animals, even though it was located in a busy Seven Corners intersection with no easy access to parks. We took a chance, and today it is a safe haven for thousands of rescue pets every year. Unfortunately, like all old homes and buildings, the center's inevitable flaws started to show themselves every time we had a good rainstorm. Years of erosion and water damage had finally taken its toll. It didn't take long for a structural engineer to report back on the seriousness of the structural damage. In fact, the back wall would soon cave in if the problem wasn't dealt with immediately. As we always do at Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation, we sprung into action. We began getting proposals for what could be done to save not only our home, but the safe haven of our orphaned pets. A local company in Falls Church, Virginia, presented us with the best option to make our center reliable and secure again. During the design phase, while solving the erosion problem, our discussions led to an even better solution. Instead of having the volunteers navigate the busy neighboring parking lot and streets, the required retaining wall they needed to construct would present us with the opportunity to create a safe space for walking the dogs, right in the center's backyard. After months of construction, the exterior walls of our rescue care center are now structurally sound, thanks to a lot of hard work from the LDCRF team and the contributions of our amazing donors. There are 18 additional kennels and a 272-foot-long walking path that is safe, efficient, and enriching. This walking path project has not only fulfilled our expectations from the beginning, but continues to exceed them with many unforeseen benefits. Additional space inside the building has increased our ability to take in more homeless animals. Additional enrichment space outside has resulted in secure areas where the dogs can safely begin their rehabilitation before starting their new lives in loving homes. It's a legacy gift that keeps on giving, and it would not be possible without you. Over 45,000 lives have been saved since our organization's inception 20 plus years ago. Almost 1,500 dogs and cats have been adopted in 2022 alone. Our continued work to rescue, foster, and adopt is only possible with the support and commitment from our faithful volunteers, supporters, and donors. You have put us on the path to the future. With your help, we have started to fill the pathway with beautiful capstones, reminding us of all the people and animals who have motivated us through the years to do the life-saving work we do each day. We welcome you to stop by the RCC and take a walk. You'll see there is plenty of space to add more capstones to our memorial wall. The next edition could be yours. This walk path is just the beginning. One step in the many repairs that still need to be made to the building. We're still looking to make further improvements to the area, as well as tackle other infrastructure challenges. That is why we need your continued support. If you haven't yet, please join us in our campaign to help pave the way and add your own capstone to our new walkway. Your contribution will go directly to the thousands of rescue pets who will be welcomed through the doors of our rescue care center for the next 20 plus years to come.
It's a wonderful group, as well as your local groups. Please check them out. They all need help, and there are literally thousands of these organizations. This is the one, if you will, in my backyard, and this is the one where on one adoption weekend, I found Barney, and Julie found Marty sometime earlier. So they're both gone, and over time, I'm sure we will talk about filling that space, but not yet. It takes a little while for me. That said, it is a fantastic thing to do for you and your family. My daughter just picked up a dog from a foster family that she's looking quite seriously about adopting. They just lost their dog, Patton. A couple months ago, a neighbor was watching him while they were away, and he got hit by a car. He survived that, and he broke his pelvis, but as he was healing, he got an infection. And the infection started to eat away at his body, working its way up to his thigh. And so when they returned, they had to put him to sleep. He was only 9 months old, and that broke their hearts, of course. So I just point this out, that there are many great organizations out there. Please check them out in your community. If you would prefer, you can always check out lostdogrescue.org. And they are fantastic too. But there's a lot of dogs out there who need help.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.